Howdy all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2 for Emote Edition. In the previous episode, we basically expanded our rail network to connect to a goods factory near Granite, and as well starting to transport loads of raw refined oil to this chemical plant to make plastics for said goods factory. And in this episode, hopefully with steel and plastic coming into the factory, we can finally get started on producing, manufactured goods. But other than that, though, we also gotta take care of some of the last few commodities on the map. There's still a few more left to basically take care of before we can complete another one of our important tasks. Now, one of these commodities that needs to be taken out of the area is fuel. If we could just let the game let me zoom out for a moment or two. Okay. Now, one of our cities nearby, Blue Water City, it needs to basically have fuel. And fuel can be picked up from the Leamington Fuel Refinery. I'm already serving that fuel refinery already by delivering refined oil, but I haven't started transporting it just yet. And according to the consumers, Blue Water City, along with Pine Valley, Kingsburg, and Javaburg, all need loads of fuel. And speaking of fuel, I think the first delivery of our new fuel should be Kingsburg, as I have yet to actually deliver fuel or commodities to this town. Of course, I'll have to basically make a couple of modifications for this area if I'm going to allow trains to go into this area. So, the streets connecting here, as well as this road here on the left, will basically be removed. We'll place down a cargo station, this one at 360 meters as per usual. Two track, 360 meter, no catenary wire. We'll rotate it and place it right here, I believe. That way, we'll have the most coverage in both the industrial and commercial districts. Which also reminds me, I have to deliver packaging cartons into town as well. Now, a city can grow with a reliable passenger service, but towns basically grow a lot better when the town's supplies for their shops and industries have been taken care of. So, gotta set up a new truck stop. Wait, why did I put down a bus stop? Here we go. We'll place it right here, and now this new truck stop will be used to unload packaging cartons, as trains will basically deliver the fuel. We'll go to our standard track. Curve the track a little bit off to the left from the main line, and then just basically connect both ends. As so. We'll connect that there, and connect this here. And now we'll just need to add his signals. We'll place a pair of these signals along this line, as well as towards the junction. Though this pair of signals will have to go, as since now the track is going all the way into the city, going towards a different destination, I don't think I'll even need to have this. Or actually, I got a better signal. Let's see. Here we are. We'll place this down instead. Now, the 3 aspect light signal let's basically say that the top signal here is for the line that leads to the gold products factory. The middle signal will go for the station, and the bottom signal will be used to direct trains into, well, the town's freight yard. Train 29, train 89, mutually blocked. Let me see, I think yeah, that's our commuter train and our stone train. And there's a junction blocking their way. But a little quick switch from double slip switch back will now allow the trains to pass through. And also, I noticed one of my signals hadn't even been placed properly on this gantry. I'll need to fix that. There we go. Now all the trains will basically be able to stop at this signal if they're going down this route. Now, let's basically have a bit of a look at setting up a new route. I also actually kind of forgot something important. I gotta set up some trains to carry some products around. Let's head back to the train depot and get some new equipment. Diesels. We're gonna go down and pick up a couple of GP30 diesel engines. We'll get the high-hood generic variants. And we'll need to pick up some cars that are capable of picking up plastics. Alright, plastics. We'll basically use a couple of these covered hoppers, as in reality, some of these covered hoppers are actually used to carry loads of plastics. We'll add a bay window caboose to this consist. And with that in mind, we can now assign it to the new service to pick up plastics from the chemical plant and take it down to the goods factory, on where it will be alongside steel, making to manufactured goods. Let's see. Here we go. And I also need a pair of diesels to pick up the loads of, well, slag, as that's needed down at the factory. Well, not down at the factory, down at the recycling plant. We'll use a couple of these 66-foot mill gondola cars. We'll only basically have about 360 because the train's length might be a little too much. We'll buy it and assign it to the new service to pick up loads, a box of slag, and take it down to be processed into building materials. Also, I think my shipping route will probably might need to be looked at. Because this ship needs to be making money. So, let's basically replace this old ship with something a little more modern, using the Axlip, which the ship will be used primarily to pick up lumber and take it to the to be processed into, well, machinery alongside steel. And let's actually have a look at a couple of the other routes as well. Let's see. Grand Valley root juicing plant. What about this paper mill? Oh, why are there logs waiting there? That should not be the case. They're supposed to only be dropped off, not picked up. And the route is going right through the fruit juice factory. That is basically very inefficient. So, let me see. It's going through this way, so I need to set up a signal where the train will go through this direction. Let's see. How is it not working? It should work. The signals should be set in the right direction and sent to the right platforms. I might need to rework this eventually. Because, seriously, how is this train not working? Oh, could not connect all stations. Oh, I chose the wrong one. Freight. It's this service. There we go. Much better. Plus, there's a train of water coming this way to be processed into fruit juices. So it shouldn't take too long. Now, let's basically talk about fuel. I will need to set up a new service to pick up fuel. But I believe we might be able to get some new vehicles in just a quick moment. As we enter the year of 1972, we'll finally get some new vehicles to help us out with our operations. We got a new version of the EMD E8, the new GP38s and GP40-2 diesels, which will be very, very useful on our freight trains. Some new diesel switchers, the SD40-2, a new transfer caboose, and a new covered hopper. This will be very, very beneficial. So much, in fact, I think it's basically time to replace the aging Alco FA1s on their regular freight trains. So I'm going to cut this video right here, and I'll see you all in just a moment once all the Alco FA1s have been replaced with the newer EMD GP38-2s. And we're back. Surprisingly, all the equipment that I have basically purchased to replace the old is quickly cost up to $1.02 billion just to re-equip them. But now with the new equipment around, we can finally get started on some new services. It's time to set up a new freight train to pick up fuel from the refinery and take it to Kingsburg. We'll have a full load, 10 minutes. Let's see, we already got freight train TS12, so this one will be freight train TS13. Freight train TS13A, which will be carrying fuels. Let's head back to Kingsburg to basically assign it to the right platform, to the right destination. Huh? Oh, great, an error. Just give me a moment, game. I'm just trying to basically get everything taken care of now. I mean, the next stop is basically Kingsburg, but the game has to basically load up first. Okay. Now I'm here at Now I'm in the Kingsburg area. I'll connect that, but however, I'll also need to set up the signals at the line through Greenwood. Let me see. Freight train 77, train 113, mutually locked. What is it blocking them this time? Oh. Are you serious? All of my freight trains are getting stuck because of this darn signal in the way. Sorry about that cut. I thought the game was crashing, but it really wasn't. But seriously though, this train is blocking the switch, and it's delaying this train from getting out onto the main. Looks like I'll have to build another switch, albeit a very, very small one, just to get any trains that are getting out onto the main line. Let's see, construction not possible, it's curvature too much. much curvature. This will do. Because now with that new switch, freight trains can now easily access that mainline track and it should work. Well, despite that, though, everything should be working okay now. Okay, so now with that taken care of, let's basically focus on improving the signaling system for the freight train. Now, this freight train that will go from the refinery down to Kingsburg will have to basically go through a set of signals on the main line, on our new 4-track main line out of town. The new freight train will go through this signal and take this signal on the return track. And why is it waiting for another free path? I mean, seriously. The tracks are all clear. Oh. That's why. Oh my gosh, this train is glitched up. Do I have to seriously botch a small little line just to get the train to go on the right line? Like that. What is this train's deal? This has got to be the most glitched up train I ever had. Every time I set a new piece of track down for this train to go on, it just says no path, no matter how many times I place it down. Well, at least I can turn it in the right direction for the return trip back. Get rid of some of these stupid switches. But in the meantime, I might as well set up another train to pick the loads of fuel from the refinery. I'll grab a pair of the SD40-2s. And let's see, I need to pick up cars, I need to pick up fuel. We'll just use a couple of these tankers. And that'll do it. I'll just grab a caboose and put it to work on the new service. But hopefully this time around we'll finally start basically making money off of these new purchases. But once all the trains get through, of course. Wait, free path. What's it waiting on free path for? Okay, I think I might know how to fix this problem. I think my signaling system is a little too far apart, so I think before we end this video, I think I'm gonna basically add the signaling over the track to basically streamline this whole thing. Let's see. Do that. and basically add the signals down this way. There we go. Much better. Now my trains can finally start moving again. And hopefully, now, with this in mind, we can finally finish off today's episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!